And Kevin, this story is too funny not to be true. That's why I had to bring it to your attention. The idea of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, well, I don't think the idea of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle going to couples therapy is weird at all. I feel like that's a totally normal California thing. We also watched them in the Harry and Meghan docuseries do some therapy as well. But what is odd about this tabloid report is that a source says in recent couples therapy sessions, Prince Harry has openly discussed the emotional turmoil he experienced due to Markle's provocative scenes in Suits. He has candidly shared with his therapist that witnessing Markle's on-screen intimacy with a co-star has had a profound psychological impact on him, leading to feelings reminiscent of PTSD. First of all, I need your immediate reaction to that. What are you thinking when you hear a story like that?
Well, I'm thinking that if it's true, he should grow up. I mean, lots of people have to be married to actresses or actors, and they have to perform intimate scenes. So, what is the matter with him? It is typical, sort of a self-obsessed child who can't really deal with adult issues. Like, I don't know, his wife used to have a job and she was an actress and she had to perform intimate love scenes. You know, it's the way of the world, Harry. Get used to it. What I find interesting about this, I suppose, A, that he finds it so traumatic that he suffered PTSD. I mean, this is a guy who fought in Afghanistan. And as far as I
Yeah.
know, didn't have any post-traumatic stress disorder problems afterwards. But he does have PTSD after seeing his wife perform love scenes in Suits. Something pretty bizarre about that. Also, the other thing I found very interesting about this story is that they're going to couples therapy sessions. I would put the point, are they going to enough? Because it looks to me as if that marriage is in a weird place right now.
It really does. Now, the reason why I think that there could be some truth to this is because do you remember that Prince Harry spoke about this specific issue in Spare? He said in one section of the book that the season 2 finale of Suits left him feeling like he needed electric shock therapy to erase it from his memory. He wrote, I'd witnessed her and a castmate mauling each other in some sort of office or conference room. When you work, Kevin, it's ironic because you know the difference between an office and a conference room. But Prince Harry doesn't do a lot of that, so he doesn't know that he doesn't know where he witnessed the mauling. He
Yeah.
said, "I didn't need to see such things live." Um, I guess we are seeing them not together a lot lately. We're not seeing him mentioned on her Instagram very often or photographs of him on her Instagram very often. They're two very different people.
Hey, this is wild. Prince Harry allegedly told a therapist he's still mentally scarred by Meghan's intimate scenes in Suits. Like, actual therapy sessions where he described the scenes as PTSD-inducing. We're not talking war flashbacks. We're talking flashbacks from a scripted TV show. Now look, therapy is great. But if this is true and Harry is really this bothered by his wife's former acting job, bro, what did you think actors do on TV? Did you not watch her IMDb page before proposing? He literally said that watching her make out with a co-star made him want electric shock therapy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, as I say, I think this marriage seems to me is in a very strange place at the moment. I think he is looking for things to fill his empty life with. When he came across last week to London to sit in the High Court while he pursued that forlorn lost hope of trying to get police armed protection when he comes to Britain on his visits. He's never going to get that. Everybody knows it's a waste of time. He's already lost that case. He's lost it twice already. He will lose it again. He's been told, and yet he clings on to that ridiculous case like a dog with a bone, and then was not required to turn up in court last week, but flew 5,000 miles to sit in the third row, just being there, and people are doing, what's he doing there? We couldn't quite understand. And there he is, essentially putting the case, oh, every time I come to Britain, my life's at risk, it's a danger for me, it's not safe for me, give me armed gun guards, please, please, please. And then, after that, he gets on a plane and flies to Ukraine. I mean, you couldn't make this guy up. It's unbelievable. So there he is, I think, trying to fill his empty life. Oh, I'll go to Ukraine now, see a few soldiers. Meanwhile, Meghan doesn't seem to have any time for him at all, because she is so busy trying to turn herself into this tawdry cash cow to make money from selling tat online. Where was she while he was at his lowest moment? When Dr. Sophie Chandorka from Centre Barley accused Harry of being a white slave saviour, colonial-style racist, and a bully who talked down to her imperiously. We know that Harry was stunned, dismayed, and plunged into despair by those allegations, and we know why, because he likes to accuse other people of that and can't possibly imagine that he could be guilty of the same. Well, these are serious charges, and Dr. Sophie says he is guilty of the same. So this was a serious shell shocker for Harry, and there he is, on the floor in despair. Where was Meghan? Why didn't Meghan say something? Why wasn't Meghan photographed with him? She's too busy concentrating on her favourite person, herself. Her selfishness now is quite a spectacle. It's quite a sight to see.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you exactly where she was. She was in New York, where they had that near catastrophic car chase by herself, which might be why she hired the over-the-top motorcade for a Broadway evening, a night at the theater. So Page Six learned that Markle hired former Secret Service agents as part of her private security detail, and that the unmarked vehicles, which belonged to the New York Police Department, had 2 intel detectives inside of them. Now, Page Six says that she rode in one of the SUVs and the other 2 were decoys, which sounds so stupid. It reminds me of Princess Diana. Remember the night she died? They were like, we sent a decoy. 2 of the decoys were empty except for the drivers, which could have been used to send awaiting photographers on a wild goose chase throughout NYC. No goose chase took place, I should say. A paparazzi source told Page Six that the Duchess's security measures are absolutely abnormal, totally over the top and excessive. Taylor Swift usually has 2 cars, her car that she's in and a security car with her team inside. And if she's going somewhere, she has a separate car on site with her team already there, but they don't travel together. This source also noted that A-listers like Kim Kardashian, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Rihanna all travel with 1 car unless they are with family. Then they allot for 2, but no one gets police escorts. This source says Meghan is out of control and over the top, and it's ridiculous if the city is paying for this. And if NYPD was not on duty, then they shouldn't be allowed to run lights. Somebody's got to be paying for it. It is ridiculous to see, because this is just a woman who wants a night out on the town, and this has always been my argument when it comes to Ravik. Ravik is happy to pay for Prince Harry to come out to support King Charles. Ravik is not going to bend over backwards with armed guards for Meghan Markle to come Christmas shopping in November.
Kevin O'Sullivan said it best, "Grow up, Harry." Plenty of people are married to actors and they don't spiral over scripted scenes. This just screams insecurity. Also, let's not forget, this guy served in Afghanistan. He's seen real trauma. And yet somehow Suits is what sends him over the edge. It's either the most bizarre emotional reveal ever, or this marriage is way more fragile than we thought. The man doesn't know what a conference room is, but he's out here dissecting every scene of his wife's past career like it's a threat to national security.
Well, no. I mean, and let me tell you something. Proper celebrities, real celebrities, famous people at the top of the tree, do not obsess on security like this. They need a modicum of security. But I've seen the most famous people in the world wandering around Cannes, wandering around New York and Los Angeles, all on their own. I'll tell you the kind of people who obsess on this kind of security. Two-bit celebrities who are trying to pretend that they're at the top of the tree, the top of the fame tree. And Harry and Meghan, two-bit celebrities, pretending that they're so famous that they need massive amounts of security. It is about propagating their own sense of self, their own sense of status. They think our status is such that we need these incredible amounts of security. No, they don't. She didn't need that. She could have got the damn subway. Nobody would have cared. So this is just pretend.
You're absolutely right, because it says, although the With Love Meghan star was ushered out by the venue's security and her own bodyguards, we're told she was able to remain largely low-key and go unnoticed by fellow theater goers. So nobody even knew she was there. Just the paparazzi outside that happened to capture her because the presidential motorcade pulled up and they were curious.
Yeah, it's nonsense. And what is it about Manhattan, about New York, that brings out the worst in Harry and Meghan? Whenever they go there, they turn sort of self-styled superstars and start saying, "Oh my God, we're being chased by the paparazzi. Our lives are at risk." You remember that last time? Harry is still citing that time when they pretended they were being chased by the paparazzi at high speed. And you remember the New York mayor said, a high-speed chase in Manhattan. He said that's the first time that's ever happened. Because, traffic never gets faster than about 5 miles an hour in Manhattan, in New York. Everybody knows that. These two pretended they were being chased at breakneck speed. And both the police and the mayor of New York said, absolute crap, no they weren't. And still, Harry is rolling that fake story out to the courts in London to say, look what happened when we went to New York, we were in such danger. It was a pack of damn lies. Everybody knows it. And now Meghan is doing this on her return trip to Broadway. It's pathetic. It is pathetic. They do not need such high levels of security. Do you think Tom Cruise has that? Do you think Beyonce has that? Do you think Taylor Swift has that? None of them have it, because they're sensible about their levels of security. And also they are confident in their shoes. These people are proper stars. Harry and Meghan, not really stars at all, and their star is fading fast. And if Harry is a recognised individual due to him being part of the royal family, Meghan, forget it, C-list at best.
This is where things get interesting. Kinsey points out that we're not seeing these two together as much anymore. Meghan's not posting about Harry, not tagging him, not even name-dropping him the way she used to. And then you hear that they're in therapy, and not just, let's grow together therapy, but we're on the brink therapy. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. Look, if Meghan is stepping back into the spotlight solo while Harry's stuck reliving her kissing scenes from 10 years ago, this isn't looking good. Let's be real. Meghan might already be in phase 2 of her rebrand.
Well, it wasn't too long ago that Prince Harry's email exchanges between the NYPD were revealed, and we realized how threatening Harry and his attorneys were towards the police department, trying to get them to change their version of events. Harry even threatening them with his friend, Governor Gavin Newsom. So they did go to great lengths to try to convince the world that they were in any sort of harm when they were in New York. But I agree with you. Can I ask your opinion on this quote from Robert Lacey, who I know you're familiar with, an incredible historian and author, has suggested that Meghan Markle may have learned her brilliant impression of a hostage begging for liberation from the instructions provided by the Special Air Service, SAS, a secretive special force unit in the British Army. She, according to multiple reports, when you start to work your way into the royal family and they think you're in it you're in it for the long haul, you'll get some hostage training. And Robert Lacey suggests that a lot of the things we see from Meghan and the begging or the pleading, trying to look like a victim, is actually Meghan scheming and utilizing some of the tactics she learned from SAS to manipulate an audience.
I think that's a kind of a stretch, to be honest with you. Being a victim, acting the victim, is in Meghan's DNA, in her very soul. She finds a reason to be a victim if she goes to the local store, no doubt with 500 security officers, if you see what I mean. Always the victim. Harry's even worse. I mean, how these people, both of them very privileged, multimillionaires, how they manage to portray themselves as victims is impressive. Because first world problems for them doesn't even come into it. I mean, look at them. They're living in a massive mansion in Montecito. They got more money than sense. She's only got money because she married a member of the royal family. He gets money because he inherited it from his great-grandmother and no doubt still taps into the bank of dad. So they've got all of this. Sheer privilege. Imagine it. Neither of them really have to work. Neither of them really have to worry about what the rest of us have to worry about, as in money. How do we pay for things? How do we keep a roof over our heads? What about the kids? Neither of them have to worry about that. They have the most privileged, pampered lives imaginable, and yet they're the victims. Oh, look at us. Oh, we're so put upon. Everybody's after us. It's so terrible. Oh, us. Oh, honestly, it is getting to the point where I think I'm not alone, but it is infuriating. Loads of people around the world saying to this gruesome twosome, this preposterous couple, give it a rest. You're not victims. It's unbelievable, Kinsey.
The over-the-top motorcade, the HRH gate drama, all the solo visibility. It's giving single energy. And if these therapy sessions are as intense as the reports suggest, she might be planning her exit strategically. Couples therapy isn't always about fixing a relationship. It's sometimes about preparing for the end of one. Just saying. So where does this leave us? A prince emotionally shaken by old Suits episodes, a duchess seemingly building her own spotlight, and therapy sessions that sound like damage control more than healing.
I'd like your opinion on Meghan Markle posting the screenshot that refers to her as Your Royal Highness. Is that a blatant move by Meghan? Is this a strategy by Meghan to try to thrust herself back into, in the public's eye, the royal fold? Does she not like the way that her name has become a punchline, or even cheapened by all the tat she's trying to shill today? Do you think that this was intentional? We know she knows how to crop an image because she crops her children's faces out of every photo that she posts. She could have easily cropped the title out of the email, but she chose not to. Do you think that that was just a lazy, effortless move, or do you think she likes being called Your Royal Highness?
Yeah, this was a Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine thanking Meghan and by extension Harry for all the work they'd done to help Ukraine. I'd like a list of exactly what it is that this couple is supposed to have done for that benighted country. I haven't seen them doing anything apart from Harry flying out there last week. Big deal. What has she done? I don't know. But anyway, she got this letter, which were from the Deputy Prime Minister, somebody called Yulia saying, thank you so much, Your Royal Highness, for all your help. Now, funnily enough, Meghan chose to post that, to publish that, and I think it's specifically because Yulia made the mistake of referring to the Duchess of Sussex as Your Royal Highness. She is not Your Royal Highness. She is not allowed to use that title, but she wants to use it. I think she still smarts that they took away her HRH credentials. Well, let me tell you, in Britain, we never really thought of her as a royal at all. You're just the one who married old ginger nuts. Not a royal, not a proper royal. And now Meghan, if you're watching, we think of you as even less of a royal than we ever did. I'll tell you what members of the royal family don't do. They don't use their royal status to try and flog tat on the internet and online. It's, tawdry, cheap, low class. The royal family don't do things like that, but you evidently do. So it's just as well you're no longer your Royal Highness, and don't you forget it.
If even Harry's subconscious is still stuck in season 2, it's not just a sign of insecurity. It's a sign that this relationship might be hanging on by a royal thread. All I'm saying is watch this space. The next royal split might not come from the palace. It might come from Montecito. Alright, that's the tea for today's reaction. If you think Harry and Meghan are headed for Splitsville, or you think this therapy rumor is just tabloid hype, drop your thoughts below. Smash that like, subscribe for more royal drama, and I'll see you next time.